This episode of Spectre Sound Studios is sponsored by Spectre Digital. Experience the Extinction Level event today.
This is loser talk.
Well, I wanted to use language that you could understand. This morning. It is Friday. I am ready to get this weekend started. It is time for SMG Viewers Comments, the show that's about you, not about me. So if you've got some cool comments or questions or something you'd like to learn about recording guitar or drums or anything else in the studio, performing that kind of thing, hey, send them my way. Leave a comment because I love hearing from you guys. And if I think it's cool, I'll try and put it on the show. Now, today's a very special Viewers Comments because this week we're being sponsored by my company, Spectre Digital, and I've got some very exciting details about the Extinction Level event that's coming up in a couple minutes, but let's get right to it, shall we?
The title just triggered me.
Well, hey there, Bruno. So sorry to hear the news that you were triggered, you poor thing. Maybe you should switch to a music genre that might be suited more towards your delicate sensibilities, like, I don't know, easy listening?
Gibson has proved their importance as a guitar manufacturer and innovator. I'll keep my Gibsons and everyone else can play their crappy Chinese or Korean guitars. Who cares? Time to move on and talk about something with a bit more substance.
Yeah, you know what, Keith? I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, this LTD has definitely got some substance to it. Plays amazing and is about 1/3 the price of that Gibson V I reviewed there a little while back. And wouldn't you know it, that this V is also about 1/3 the price of that Gibson too, and plays brilliantly and looks really fucking badass and is super light as well. But I think you're right, man. I think it is time to move on because by that comment, I think it's clear that nobody's ever going to be able to convince you that Gibson isn't the innovator that they used to be. But that's absolutely fine, man. That's on you. Personally, I think I'm going to go with some of those crappy made in China and Korea guitars, as you called it, or in this case, made in Indonesia, because I'd rather play this than something 3 times the price. It's just stupid at this point. It really is. So, yes, let's move on.
Man, the number of triggered comments really shows how little people know about design and manufacturing. A brand identity is supposed to be an extension of how a business operates, not a flag or shield to hide from criticism behind. As a designer, I've dealt with moronic business tyrants and committees that ruin a great idea before it ever has a chance. I can't believe people can see the paint defects on a $2,700 instrument and still think it's better than a flawless product at $800. Just goes to show you can charge whatever you want if you own the market and legislate all the competition. Harley Davidson, Gibson Guitars, Monsanto.
Well, Gary, I don't know what to tell you, dude, because the guy in the last comment sure doesn't agree with that philosophy, now does he?
Friend, I'm going to buy a new Gibson. Me, please don't. Friend, but you've got one. Me, yep, a 1981 Gibson, the poor man's Les Paul, as no one wanted them, that I bought in 1987 for 165 pounds and got offered 1,200 pounds for just last week, as they are now fashionable. It's a great guitar. Friend, huh? Me. Things change. They are not built the same anymore and are overpriced. You can find a much better guitar for your money and purpose if you want to. Friend, I'm going to buy a new Gibson. Me. Okay, good luck.
You just can't fix stupid, can you?
Way to bring up the Gibson in the title so as to get clicks. You planning on milking their brand of clicks for every review? Don't understand the shoehorning for the sake of pissing people off. Oh well, guess some people aren't mature.
Yeah, you know what, dude? Not growing up has been one of my finest achievements in life. I'm very proud of that fact. I'm sorry you got old and boring. Sucks to be you.
Thanks, Glenn, for the advice. No porn, I know, weird, right? Not really my thing, but I go after cell phones, man. But I found out I had a lot of other problems that were chewing up CPU power. Starting with my kids downloading Unity and a bunch of other BS that was all opening on startup. Yeah, I'm thrilled. That said, it runs better for sure now, but it's definitely inspired me to build a dedicated desktop to do media and game development. And yeah, I'm looking at a Mac platform. I appreciate the response greatly.
Hey, Bill, so happy I could help out with your computer advice there a couple weeks back. That's a big thing. A lot of programs in Windows like to load up at startup, just insert themselves and eat up your CPU cycles and memory and all that shit. And if you've let your kids work on your production machine, that is going to be a serious problem if you don't educate them to not let this shit install right at startup. So you're going to have to keep on top of that. Of course, you know, you could just avoid the problem altogether and buy a fucking box of condoms, you dumb shit. Oh, parenthood is such a miracle. No, it's not. It's a fucking burden. You know, I talk to guys who are my age, my friends who are my age that don't have kids, and I ask them all the time, you have any regrets not having kids? Every single one of them said, what are you, fucking high? All right, guys, I have been dying to tell you about this one forever, and it is now finally available. Extinction Level Event. It's Spectre Digital's first ever drum library, and we have gone to insane lengths to finally bring some realism into the world of electronic drums. Now, usually programmed drums sound out worse than a fart in a car, but for so many of you guys out there, it's the only option due to the noise and the expense of recording real drums. So instead of complaining about it, we spent the last 2 years trying to make something better. With ELE, you've got virtual mics bleeding into one another, just like on a real kit. And this is key because once you eliminate that bleed completely, it no longer sounds like a drum in a room, but it sounds like a robot. We've got numerous subtle articulations on the kit elements, so it sounds like a drummer actually playing. And what's more is we've got presets ready to go out of the box by myself, by Jackson Ward, and Jordan Beal. Just loaded up and you've got a massive studio sound ready to go with no extra mixing required. But if raw sounds are your thing, it's also got a multi-track output so you can process it just like you'd mix a real kit. If you're tired of your drums sounding like a robot, go check out Extinction Level Event right now because it's on sale for an introductory price of only $84, but just for a very limited time. Links are in the description below. Now back to the show.
But finally unsubscribed. Tired of the clickbait video titles and constant negativity. I know it's your shtick and all, but damn, it gets old. I don't care if it's for lulz or clicks. I didn't think you'd end up being a bottom feeder, Glenn.
That's in response to my 7 reasons why you should quit guitar. Hey Jesse, so sorry to see you go. Thanks so much for being a fan for all these years. Congratulations to the rest of you guys who did stick around because you still have a sense of humor. Obviously, some of you guys got some laughs out of that. Now, I really gotta wonder why Jesse's leaving is because of the constant negativity, or maybe I hit just a little too close to home with that video. I don't know. That's the thing. George Carlin always said it's like everybody likes it when you're honest until you're honest about them, and then you're an asshole. To the rest of you guys who are sticking around, thanks so much for having a sense of humor. Stick around. It's going to get real fun because that inspired a whole new slew of video ideas.
Great video, Glenn. I agree with everything you said, but playing guitar is more productive than sitting on Twitter or Facebook arguing with people, and it's cheaper than therapy.
Yeah, you know what? Jesse didn't think so. He thought that complaining about it on YouTube was the appropriate way to deal with it.
Glenn, I've been watching this channel since the very beginning, and this is hands down my very favorite video you've ever done. The level of absolute savagery is unmatched, and I was laughing so hard the whole time. Please do other instruments too.
Thank you very much, Josh. It was an awful lot of fun to do that video. And hey, congratulations on still having a sense of humor and not running away because the man on YouTube said mean things you don't like.
Can you make a video of 7 reasons why you should quit bass, drums, vocals, etc.? I would like to hear your reasons on those. Keep up the good work, and thank you for making entertainful content.
More stuff is on the way. I'm just not sure where we're going to start, but I guarantee it's going to be fun.
Dear Glenn, I generally enjoy your content very much, but good grief, this was distasteful and cringeworthy.
Dude, have you seriously not been paying attention to my show? When did I ever come across as the distinguished gentleman who has refined taste? Like, fucking seriously? Are you sure? I used to sell the Rule Number 2 shirt for fuck's sakes. Dude, open your fucking eyes.
Glenn, 3 months from now, 7 reasons why you should just quit music.
Hey, you know what, Lance? I think that's a fantastic idea. And in fact, I think I'm going to dedicate it to Chris Taylor Brown from Trapped.
Glenn, in anticipation of your upcoming video to be titled 7 Reasons Why You Should Quit Photography, I've preemptively sold off all my photo equipment and have resigned myself to the fate of being a bass player. Wait, hold on. Really though, I would love to see a video like that as well. Love the great content and look forward to the amazing butthurt comments over from this people who honestly just didn't get it. You have honestly become my favorite tech, music, and gear-related channel on the net, and I haven't picked up an instrument in 15 years.
Dude, you know what? Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I said this to a few guys at NAMM as well, came up and said they really enjoyed my show. It's nice to hear from the people who do enjoy things that happen here on Spectre Sound because I get beat up in the comments so often. It's really nice to get a little affirmation once in a while. So to those of you guys who do write in to say you appreciate the show, I am forever grateful for that because, you know, I mean, like, obviously you're the silent majority. Like, the butthurt comments are a lot of fun, but it is nice to get those once in a while. That being said, yes, I might do a 7 reasons why to quit photography video because I think that would be hilarious. Rule number 1, because there's no fucking money in it. But yeah, I think we could explore that at some point. I am going to be doing a couple more camera reviews on the show as well, just because I think, you know, music gear isn't enough. If you're going to be a studio these days, you'd better be able to fucking offer more than just what the kid down the street has. And And, there's a big difference between having, some nice cameras versus a cracked copy of Cubase. That's for sure. That being said, yeah, I just installed a version 2 firmware of the Sony FX3, and it still let me down a lot. I mean, for people who play with LUTs, it's great, but for those of us who need like real cinematic features, like actual 24p shooting mode instead of 23.976 NTSC, it's a bit of a fucking pain in the ass still. There's a couple other things coming up on that review. I think it's gonna be cool. Overall, though, it's a great fucking camera. I'm shooting right now in Cinematone, and the autofocus is unreal. Wow, it just tracks so well, and I gotta say that's really managed to speed up my workflow in a lot of ways, so I'm very happy about that, and I'm able to crank these viewers' comments out quite a bit faster, so that's really cool, and it's been a big quality of life improvement for me, so there's something to that. Anyway, stay tuned for that episode.
Would you recommend a V-shaped guitar to someone who is playing mostly rock? Some metal as well, I guess, but I don't have the experience with metal.
Yes, I would totally recommend getting a V guitar for rock and playing it as loudly as possible in church, or better yet, next to a church when they're trying to have a service.
But you come to this country when you can California. How ironic is that?
Not sure what you're trying to say there, Mike. Illiteracy, folks. It's everyone's problem.
Dude, I am a lawyer. I have a Gibson Les Paul and a PRS. I feel like shit now.
Dude, you're a lawyer. How could you possibly feel anything? All right, everybody, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, subscribing, all that good stuff. Keep those comments coming. I tried to read every single one of them, and if they're cool, I'm going to put them on the show. Once again, we've got Extinction Level event available right now for a very limited time sale for only 99 bucks. We spent years on making these the most realistic program drums you can find. Just keep your bleed tracks on. It's going to sound like a real fucking drummer, or as close as possible to one. Believe me, I got tired of hearing what's out there, so I decided to do something about it. And I wouldn't be putting my name on it if I didn't think it had something to offer you guys, especially a lot of you guys who can't record drums at home or are working on an electronic drum kit. Definitely worth checking it out. You can go find it over on... We'll see you guys back here for the next episode. And until next time, remember, Hasadiga Evo.